Alright then. Excuse me. I'm still on Gorgon, aren't I? Yeah, I ended on Gorgon. We actually I thought I went back to the ship first. We, last week we finished the Peril of Gorgon DLC. And that brought us just up to about, where was I, level 30, or did I get past that? Oh, 34, that's real good. Which means we're at a good level that we can now go on to the second DLC. Murder on Erandios, if I'm pronouncing it properly. I'm hoping, maybe if not this week, the next week I should have this DLC finished. Then we can move on to Byzantium, and once we're out of the DLC and back to Byzantium, we're not too far from the end of the game. I figure at worst it'll be about halfway through October by the time I'm done, which is good. I think I have some games lined up that'd be good for October. Oh, I must be,
Captain, we've arrived in Eridanos.
Eridanos. That's how you say it. I don't know why I can't pronounce anything. I just can't. Stick with what I have for now. If it's brown, drink it down. Oh, that slogan needs work. That slogan needs work. Wait, what's that thing in the bottle? I can't highlight with the mouse, but if you look at the bottle, there's something in the bottom of it. So this place is a series of floating platforms. How very Columbia.
Oh, wow. This is a job? Feels more like a vacation.
Hello there. Hope your atmospheric entry wasn't too troublesome. As a guest of honor, you deserve the best in comfort. Sublight Salvage and Shipping Underground, or Slug, as we like to call ourselves, is delighted to welcome you to Eridanos. I'm the Grand Colonial Head, Bellhop. I'm here to grab your bags and direct you, the Inspector, to the Grand Ballroom, which was the scene of the crime.
Can you fill me in on the details of the murder?
I can try. I was the one who found Helen's body in the Grand Ballroom. Corpse wasn't in the best shape. Aside from that, I don't know a whole lot. Helen was supposed to host the unveiling for Rizzo's newest product, Spectrum Brown. Until you catch the killer, the unveiling has been indefinitely postponed. Helen's death has been a shock for many. A lot of people are inconsolable. Hell, even Black Hole Birdie, Helen's beau, has wandered off. Some folks think he had something to do with the murder, but I don't believe it.
He did it. It's always the boyfriend.
Emergency stain and accident disappearing goop capsules are currently low on capacity. Would you like to order a new 5,000 caps carton of goop for this unit?
Folks get heated when it comes to serials and their actors, I suppose.
Oh yeah. The intro, we ended up stumbling across the intro for the DLC far before we were ready to take it on. The basic idea of what's happening is Halcyon Helen, actress, has died. She was going to be part of the unveiling of a new product by Rizzo, Spectrum Brown, like they said. And they contacted us to basically figure out what the hell happened. And after quite some time, we finally managed to get around to it. RPGs, eh? Was she a divisive figure?
Not particularly. But I think some folks were jealous of her success, or otherwise viewed her as a threat. Reckon how she came about her fame didn't help.
How'd she get so famous?
Why, she was a natural. People fell in love with her. She managed to wrangle up a following all on her own. She ended up about as famous and high-runged as your average VP, which rubbed a lot of Byzantines the wrong way. Actors ain't supposed to get preferential treatment. Let's see here. Oh, I already spoke briefly about the Spectrum unveiling, or lack thereof. It's still an awful shame. A lot of folks looking forward to that.
I thought you worked for Slug, not Rizzo's.
I do. Rizzo's happened to rent out the Grand Colonial Ballroom from Slug for the unveiling. A nice mutually beneficial event. But the murder's gone and ruined that. Along with 9 out of 10 of my favorite cereals. Anyway, I think I've held you up long enough. Once you're ready, head down to the lobby. The ballroom is just behind the elevators. Meanwhile, I'll grab your bags.
Bags? What bags?
You're making fun, right? Your luggage, belongings, kits, wherever you keep what you ain't wearing. You're still giving me a pretty blank look.
I actually am.
It's none of my business, but do you just wear the same set of clothes all the time?
I have to. I just wear whatever I strip from my enemy's corpses, honestly.
Well, reckon I can respect your candor, even if it scares me a smidge. Anyhow, I'll look for you in the Grand Ballroom later. Hope you can unravel this mystery, Inspector.
I mean, look, this is a role-playing game. I'm basically a murder hobo. What would you expect?
I could have sworn you just said we aren't allowed to depart.
Apologies, sir, but the atmospheric complex is on complete lockdown. No one's allowed in or out.
Greetings, Inspector. No need to check in here. Your paperwork has all been processed. You should be able to find the Colonial right ahead.
Hey, Sam, it's one of you. Actually, is it me or is he actually bigger than a normal Sam?
I've been starting to play a little game as we travel. You might be a top runger if your hotel is taller than the highest mountain on Monarch.
That is a tall building.
Someone wretched enough to do such a thing. You don't think a dissident could be here, do you?
Get a hold of yourself.
The lights are busted, so it says Grand Colon.
As a dissident here. Eridanos is safe. This is all just a terrible coincidence.
Of course, you are absolutely right. I think the idea of a psychopath wandering among us is just making me nervous.
No.
Report. The immediate vicinity is sparkling clean. Minimal custodial actions required.
Actually kind of surprising, because everywhere we've been going, he's been complaining about the dirt.
I'll bet you 10 bits this is all just some sort of publicity stunt.
Okay, we're probably wanted in. Oh, but it's sealed. Can we go around it?
Black Hole Bertie's disappeared, you know. That poor fellow must be inconsolable.
Yeah, we could just go in because they expect
thank
us.
the law. Inspector, you don't know how relieved I am to see you.
Constable Keene, nice to meet you. We spoke over the Aetherwave.
Constable Maria Keene. It's good to meet you in person, Inspector.
Dr. Goodnight. Ecstatic to make your various acquaintances and so on. Are we finished with the pleasantries? There's something I'm excited to show you.
I'm guessing you're talking about the body.
What body? Oh, that. Goodness, no. This is far more interesting than Halcyon Helen's rapidly cooling corpse.
Our coroner has developed a device which may prove useful in your investigation. Our office has instructed her to hand it over to you.
Our office has instructed her to hand it over to you. Oh, please. You make it sound as if I'm turning over stolen goods. Behold, my discrepancy amplifier. Hold it in your hands. Feel the way it hums with ontological potential.
How do I say to kill? No. Oh, wow. If I had long guns and engineering, this looks like a scope modified with a device, but I have enough science. Interesting. Guessing this device makes use of deterministic calculus?
You're rather sharp in your upper story. I can see why you're the inspector. The discrepancy amplifier uses a deterministic model of our universe to detect the discrepancy between what should be and what actually is. Then it renders any discrepancies visible by using the power of magnification.
So it's a magnifying glass.
Yes. It's a magnifying glass, but an extraordinarily powerful one. It looks through the glass of reality itself.
I'm contractually prohibited from endorsing off-brand technology, but I'll bend that rule just this once. You'll want to peer into the amplifier and examine the crime scene.
Okay, so it's a gun. I'll put it in slot 4 because I don't seem to have much use for melee. Whoops.
The discrepancy amplifier is now operational. Greetings, designated inspector and/or unauthorized larcenist. This unit has detected a discrepancy related to Halcyon Helen. Unscheduled expiration of. Begin amplification.
I see you've been designed with a modular analytical system. What else can you do?
The discrepancy amplifier has been programmed with advanced speech recognition, scientific analysis, and deterministic calculus protocols.
Oh, you'll love this. Amplifier, tell the inspector about your features.
Please do not interrupt the discrepancy amplifier. The discrepancy amplifier is programmed to take instruction from its registered or designated inspector.
How curious. I must have set its impertinence levels to flagrant.
This unit's features include an automated personality simulator. This unit has been programmed to simulate joy and satisfaction in assisting you.
Why am I being reminded of Marvin the Paranoid Android? Let's get started. Tell me about the discrepancy you found.
This footprint stands out from the normally spotless floor of the Grand Ballroom. Typically the ballroom is cleaned twice daily, which means this must have been made by either Helen or her assailant or assailants.
Discrepancy amplifier. Taste the dirt. No. Discrepancy amplifier. Does the size of these footprints match anything you have on record?
Footprint is a tailor-made 8.75, suggesting that its owner was very particular about their shoe size. It is also the exact size that Halcyon Helen typically prefers. There are traces of dirt throughout the footprint.
Can you analyze the dirt?
The dirt carries traces of fertilizer, as well as the faint signs of crushed purpleberries and grass. Grass, fertilizer, and purpleberries can all be found in the purpleberry orchards, located not far from the Grand Colonio.
So Helen must have been at the orchards before she died.
This deduction appears sound.
Good work, Inspector. I had a feeling we'd make some progress once we brought you onto the case. You'll need Administrator Ludovico to grant you access to the orchards. Contact him through the secure access terminal in your penthouse suite. Check in with the concierge. Your room should be ready by now. If it isn't, I may have to go shake someone by the collar.
If it wasn't for the fact that I don't know how, I would totally set a counter for how many times I accidentally fire this stupid thing. But it looks like it's a science gun, but it looks like I don't need ammo to analyze stuff, so that means I can keep using this thing if I want. Okay, worth knowing. Just try not to accidentally blast what I'm looking at.
This body has not been disposed of in a board-approved waste receptacle. Printing citation ticket 9554-PKF.
I'm sorry, sir, but while the hotel is an active crime scene, I regret to inform you that all new bookings, room upgrades, room downgrades, and in-room massages are suspect. Oh, you're the special inspector. Mr. Kincannon warned me you'd be checking in soon.
If you hear meowing, that's Braveheart. He must have been hiding in my room again. Hi, little guy. Right, you haven't had my room key?
Ah, yes. We are most pleased to offer you our grandest of grand accommodations, Inspector. The penthouse suite on our topmost floor is now available for you. The last guest left her belongings behind when she vacated unexpectedly, so we needed a little time to tidy the suite up for you. Simply call the elevator in the lobby and our highly skilled operator will deliver you to your private floor with efficiency and cheer.
Grand Colonial sure is interesting.
It certainly is a marvel of modern ingenuity, luxury, and ambition. Please, allow me to answer any curiosities you might have about our building and the amenities on offer.
Excuse me a moment. Braveheart might actually want out of my room. I'll see if he'll go. Come on, little guy. Come on. Come on. Okay, he's out. Fritz is still in here, though. He's on my bed and kind of looking at me funny. Oh, what does the penthouse have to offer?
Twice the size of the next biggest room, and kitted out with any amenity you want, as well as many that you won't. Best to enjoy it while you can, Inspector. Typically, the only people who can afford the penthouse suite have enough bits to suffocate everyone on Terra 2. Also, please inform me if Woolridge gives you a hard time about getting a better room than his. Don't tell him I said this, but everyone on staff wants to strangle him.
Do we get to do that at some point? Just saying. Anything special about the upper levels?
Most certainly. All the important folks can be found in the utmost parts of the hotel. You can hardly walk 3 feet without bumping into a tossball grate or a bored exec. Though maybe don't bump into them. Could be harmful to your health.
Certainly with the tossball players. No one seems to talk much about the lower levels of the hotel.
Who would be interested in a staff-only area? Most folks never ask about the sewers beneath Arizzo's plant, either.
You can't honestly tell me there's nothing of interest in an entire half of the hotel.
Of interest to your investigation? Well, I suppose there is that one door we're not supposed to open. But I'm sorry, Inspector, I'm not authorized to grant you access to any staff sections of the hotel. You'll have to find a way in on your own.
I have a feeling whatever that door is, we're going to be opening it, and relatively soon. That's enough about the hotel.
Sure.
You got some high-profile guests here, right? What can you tell me about them?
My apologies, Inspector, but that would be a severe violation of guest privacy. We here at the Grand Colonial firmly believe that... All right, my supervisor just walked out of earshot. Some folks just don't understand the importance of gossip. About whom? And what would you wish to know?
Did you notice anything about Halcyon Helen before she died?
You know, out of everyone here, I probably knew the least about Helen. I'm not much of an Aetherwave watcher myself. And Helen always had a crowd of admirers chasing her, you see. So she rarely stopped to chat. Friendly enough, surely, but always seemed untouchable. Emphasis on seemed.
Did you ever see Helen acting strangely?
Now that you mention it, she was usually calm and collected, but every so often I'd see her looking all wild-eyed and intense. It seemed as if she was determined about something. Or maybe she was just hungry. That woman ordered a lot of food. Maybe show business gives you a faster metabolism.
Heard Black Hole Birdie was staying here.
Ah, Birdie. Is he bigger than he is dumb, or dumber than he is big? I've a bet with a friend. Not sure we'll ever get it to pay out. Birdie used to be Helen's beau, though he isn't anymore, and not just because she's dead. If I had 1,000,000 bits, I'd spend every one just to learn what caused their split.
Helen's co-star, Woolrich. He have any reason to want her dead?
If looks could kill, he'd have put her in the ground 10 times over. Man's clearly jealous of her success compared to his. See, I'd bet we're the only two people thinking about him in all of Eridanos. And I only am because you mentioned his name. If you leave woolly cow milk out, it turns to curds. Leave the curds out, they begin to get stale, then rot. Woolridge is on his way to the trash bin, and everyone knows it. Either he's in denial, or he knew Helen would be checking out soon, judging by his increasing demands for a room upgrade.
That's enough gossip for now.
That's a shame, Inspector. What if I wanted to know a little about you?
I like to let my reputation speak for me. I fear what my reputation is.
Then I guess we'll have to see if you find Helen's murderer, won't we? Myself, and all of the staff at the Grand Colonial, will be rooting for you, Inspector.
Okay, goodbye. So, we've got 3 people who may or may not be suspects. There's something in the lower level that we need to look into, but first I guess we're heading to the pen. We're heading out to the orchards. Honestly, we're off to a good start here. This is pretty cool. Oh, right, we gotta go to our room.
Esteemed guest, if my hello were any more earnest, this loudspeaker would explode. What authorized floor can I bring you to?
Why do you sound familiar? I might have to look this up. Okay, let's go to our room first. Bring me to the penthouse suite.
Next stop, the finest seat in the house.
Oh, hey. It's like the ship hub. Because I didn't bring Pravati with me, but she's here. That's interesting. I have a feel, like... So in the last DLC, we actually had to leave it for a bit, because one of its quests takes you over to Byzantium. I think this one's going to be more self-contained. Oh yeah, we need to talk to the administrator.
Inspector, I understand you've visited the scene of the crime. Halcyon Helen was an important cultural icon. She will be sorely missed.
You mean Ruth Bellamy? Halcyon Helen was just a character.
Halcyon Helen was more than a character. She was a brand. Her death will now be associated with Rizzo's Spectrum Brown. You understand why that worries me.
Oh, that is terrible, but no. I get it. You don't want to be responsible for a drink that kills people.
I do not. Spacer's Choice has that market cornered. Back to the matter at hand. Tell me about your investigation.
Okay, I've got Persuade 45. I've got a lead. I can't tell you why, but I need access to the orchards.
Your discretion is appreciated. I admit, I'm beginning to feel more confident in this arrangement. Here, I'm granting you access through the gates to the orchards. You're officially authorized to see this investigation through to the end. There is one caveat. Cedric's being rather intransigent about letting you into the spaceport. Possibly he's trying to hide something. Possibly he wants to annoy me. Possibly both.
So he locks his doors the moment an investigator arrives. That's not suspicious at all.
I agree with the sentiment behind your snide remark. Unfortunately, the Piraeus spaceport is Cedric's purview, not mine. You have a lead to chase. Law speed, Inspector.
I'll be back. And just like that, we've another name. Oh, I've heard this is really well written, and I got to admit, the writing on the last one was great, though it did get disturbingly heavy near the end. The last VOD for The Outer Worlds is the first thing I had to put a content warning when I uploaded it to YouTube. I won't go into details here, but it got heavier than I expected. Oh, hey. Someone left some bits. Don't mind me. I'm just looting the hotel room.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Don't accidentally shoot it.
The imprint left inside this suitcase matches the silhouette of Halcyon Helen's iconic handgun, the Needler. The weapon was recently removed.
Helen, where did we go wrong? Oh, Lo, I'm so sorry. That didn't mean for... Helen, I love you. I love you so much.
That could be taken as admittance of guilt, but that we stumbled across it right now basically means he's innocent. Okay, so there's some messages here. Grateful from the administrator. Miss H. Ellen, thank you for choosing the Eridanos Atmospheric Complex as the site of your next publicity and marketing campaign. By endorsing on the Spectrum Brown product, you are allying yourself with a revolution in the leisure beverage market, indeed in the culture of Halcyon itself. We're going to change the world together. Sincerely, Quentin Ludovico. From profitability PO, huh? Disappointed. Track down the profit of profitability. Helen, I don't understand why you and I must be enemies. Are we not both branches on the same tree of privilege? You command audiences with your masterly performances on the Aetherwave, and I command the attention of our corporate leaders. We're both cultural icons with a responsibility to set a good example. I'm disappointed to discover you've berated my seminars publicly and On official records, I take particular umbrage in your characterization of my most recent seminar, spearheading your project, how to motivate your workforce using ancient weaponry. Oh dear God. Is this like the beatings will continue until morale improves? As a, and I quote, nonsensical vanity project from a dyed-in-the-wool buffoon. Those are fighting words. Expect to hear from my personal auditor soon. If previous things we've seen involving this kind of business jargon in the Outer Worlds are anything to go by, personal auditors are probably hired hitmen. And from Kincannon, we have pre-advice. Miss Bellamy, you're a talented actor. I've enjoyed all your roles across the years. I'm especially fond of your performance in Terron Monarch. That one gets advertised in the loading screens a lot. Ludovico doesn't appreciate the serials. Maybe that's why he never knows when he's being played. He still thinks you're here to endorse Spectrum Brown. Your performance has him fooled. I have a feeling I know what you're up to. It's always a little disappointing when the audience is a few steps ahead of the plot. Best, Cedric. Guest advisories. Your safety is our responsibility. In light of recent unfortunate events regarding the passing of a beloved cultural icon, we at Grand Colonial have doubled the number of armed guards for only a small security surcharge. Surcharge non-refundable. Grand Colonial is not responsible for death or dismemberment that occurs off hotel grounds. You know, I'm going to admit, when I joked about looting the hotel room, I was going to see if I can steal the shower curtains. I am now slightly disappointed to learn we don't have any. I can nick the ointment, though. Oh, that's kind of funny. You're a big fancy marble, and here's an automatic hairdryer. Like the kind you'd find over in a gas station stall. If I could sleep, that would be weird.
Hi there, Inspector. It might be a little beyond my job description to ask, but at my heart, I'm still a bellhop. Was the suite to your liking?
I'm just here to investigate, ma'am. I don't really care about the hotel room.
Ah, someone focused on their work. I can absolutely respect that. We're terror rays of a fin, Inspector. Now, I'd love to bring you to a floor of your choosing.
She does sound familiar, and I keep place it, and that's annoying me. You know what? Before we go leaving and wandering about, let's check the guest floor.
Oh, so sorry, but you're not actually authorized to visit that floor. What authorized floor can I bring you to?
We can probably just straight up exit it now. Yeah, it's acting like our ship hub. You know what? Just let me... God, what the... There we go. That was a little weird. You know what? Just let me check something. Let's go to the orchard first, simply because it's closer. I'm sure if we follow the main quest, we'll be sent out towards the other way soon enough.
is currently toxic. Swimming is not advised for elderly customers and lab sprats.
It's not even full. What the heck happened? And why are you armed?
Oh, you're that inspector. Right. Sorry, but the pool's currently closed on account of it stinking worse than my boss. What can I do for you?
Why does the pool look all green?
Space me if I knew. I got here for my shift this morning and found it this way. They can't yell at me for this one, which is good, because a lot of folks seem upset by it.
Too bad we can't notice it. I gotta double check my stats. I guess No, I did all strength and charm. Okay, I didn't up perception at all. Why are people upset?
Part of the reception for the Spectrum Brown launch was supposed to be out here. Rizzo's rented out the area. Said they had their own maintenance person instead of paying one of Slug's. As you can see, their maintenance person ruined the use of the pool for everyone. Would have been even worse if the unveiling hadn't been canceled. Can't do much now but wait for the stench to wear off. We found the individual hired to clean face down in a puddle of his own spit in the orchards. Guess he won't be helping.
Face down in his own spit.
Look, I call it how I see it. They found the poor slackwit alongside syringes enough to put down a herd of mantisaurs. His family will have to be fined. Rizzo should have been more careful about who they hired. They're lucky nothing got permanently damaged.
Save the maintenance guy. Something about this sounds off kilter. I'd like to take a look around.
All right. You may want to visit the Sun Parlor. That's where that Rizzo's fool mixed the chemicals he used. Oh, and you could talk to Lily, my boss. She probably has some great advice. I saw her walk toward the bridge to the Purpleberry Orchards earlier. Reckon she's still there. Now, anything else I can do for you?
Yeah, what?
So long as you don't want to go in, I can answer anything you like.
Questions about the pool. Pretty heavily armed for a pool guard, aren't you?
Yeah, it's part of the job. I think I'm listed as a security consultant. But all that really means is that if I'm caught without this thing, I get put on pool guard duty. I don't know what happens if I'm caught without it on pool guard duty, but I know that I don't want to find out.
Said that Rizzo's hired someone to do the cleaning.
Yep, still dead. Usually Rizzo's is pretty good at making sure the people they hire ain't got Tripicale for brains. But that fella clearly wasn't worth trusting. I met him briefly once. Seemed level-headed enough, but that must have been just a front. Otherwise, he wouldn't have made such a mess of things.
That's everything for now.
Sounds good to me.
And I'll be on my way. Okay, I have to look at that thing. Let's make a save. Hopefully I can get in, inspect, and get out before I die.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Oh, I'm not dying. Mechanical contraption for propagating chemicals inserted through the pool water. Someone has scratched a sentence in the filter's plating. Irion was here.
Analysis reveals the chemical signature of this compound is 80% semblant of fertilizer used in the Purpleberry Orchards. The other 20% is semblant of pool water.
There's not much water in this water anymore. Oh, and, the pool where horrors dwelt. Yeah, okay, let's double back and see if we can see the Sun Parlor. Whoops.
claws carry bacteria and have the potential to cause organic death due to massive amounts of blood loss.
More importantly, why the hell are there Raptidons? Oh, and we leveled up. Still boosting engineering. I might end up maxing our engineering. Wow. If I ever play this game again, I'm going to have to do a science build. From what little I've seen, the idea with science weapons is you get them early on and then you have to do things like tinkering to keep them useful. But, like, the fact that you could just keep wildly boosting damage like this is pretty crazy. What's engineering doing for me? It's making repairs cheaper, which is nice. Oh, these two have, stuff. Perks. Let's take that so you can pop up if you get knocked down. You know what? We'll give it to you too. Because that on top of your defense makes you just that much harder to get rid of. This is the sun parlor. Oh yeah, sun parlor. Giant greenhouse. Makes sense. Seems Rizzo's has set me up with a rather straightforward task. Slug has an automatic mixer for their pool cleaner. If it's automatic, one would think I would need to be manually cycled, but I suppose I should be thankful it works at all. Instructions: mix the chemicals by cycling each vat, then use the console to create a compound once you have the desired combination. Not exactly building a terraformer here, but no matter how simple these things are, some people still have problems. Good that I've been at this for as long as I have. So it's red, green, yellow, blue, orange. Seems odd to store all these chemicals together. Putting some of these together would rather that pool less habitable than some of the sulfur pits on Monarch. Perhaps that's why they decided to hire a professional. Beneath the entry, there was a note in different handwriting. Any opportunistic freelancer that reads this should meet me on the hotel balcony. I have a business opportunity. I'm guessing. So apparently they found him face down, shot up on drugs and dead. I'm guessing somebody drugged him up to kill him. Why would water need blue watercoloring? And that 1 and 3 are currently the same thing. It's blue watercoloring plus chloranol plus hydrogenated defoamer. Let me double check something. Where is that note? So I need to make red and orange. We'd need... Somehow I need red, and then I can mix red and yellow to make orange, if I'm not mistaken. You know what? Let's figure out what the guy has to say before I go mucking around too much. I have the strange feeling I'm missing some parts anyway.
I saw you meander on out of the pool and into the greenhouse. Now you're here. Does that mean what I think it means?
I read your note. Suffice it to say I'm interested.
Good. If you're interested in burying the pool, I'm interested in paying you.
Why go after a hotel pool? Not exactly the most high-profile target.
Maybe not. Maybe I just want Rizzo's working relationship with Slug to implode for the benefit of Spacer's Choice. But you're right. It ain't high profile. And it ain't gotta be. Any damage to Rizzo's is cause for celebration. You ain't gotta concern yourself with my spite. Consider me an average Byzantine, and I'll consider you an average contractor.
Yeah, I don't think I want to get wrapped up in intercorporate politics.
Shame. Well, I hope you'll soon see Rizzo's for what they are, and help me bring them low.
Oh, they put the note in my journal. Very useful. Let's do it properly. We'll see if I can clean the hole. Because I was about set to do that right there. Actually, wait. You know what? Wait, save it. Do this for. I was gonna say maybe I can speak to the pool guard about that guy, but let's do the cleaner first. I'll probably have to double back to the pool afterwards anyway, so it can wait. So we need blue watercoloring, which, if I'm not mistaken, means we need blue, orange, and red. Oh! Okay. Let me check one more time. Oh, we need orange. Wait. I think I'm missing a step in how this weird thing works. Oh, there's the orange, and I think I can make blue here. So that's red, orange, and blue, which means if I mix this, this would be the right compound. Yeah, now it's even said I made pool cleaner. Okay. That was slightly weird. I still set to... yeah. Mine, the pool is still very empty, and someone's kind of got to get the dead sprats out of there, but, you know.
Oh, thanks a million, Inspector. The smell cleared right up. Well, in a couple hours, the guests might even be back. Then I actually got to start doing my job. Of course, we're not going to get a follow-up shipment for the water anytime soon, so they'll have to content themselves on the deck. I got a little something for making my job that much less miserable. It's the key to our storeroom. If my boss asks, you never met me.
Yeah, why not? Thanks for the first half of my payment. Where's the rest?
I guess I can spare a few bits. And, here, this pack of smokes. Sorry, they don't really load me up with the goods. I gotta get back to it if you don't mind, Inspector.
So let me check something.
Hope everything's going swimmingly. A little joke there. Get it? Swimmingly.
Nah. You know what? Just out of idle curiosity, he's still up there, right? Yeah, there he is.
I don't have time for this.
Oh well. Stings a little. Also, weird side effect of us doing this quest. We're going to see what Purpleberry is, because Rizzo's is weirdly obsessed with the stuff, and I'm curious about that.
Get a hold of anyone in the orchards, I can't make sure of that, can I?
No, Miss Vargas. Sorry, I'll work on getting a hold of someone.
Great, you do that. I'll be waiting right here. Swear to the architect, Matthias, if you've lost your rifle's ionization coil again. Oh, wait, you ain't part of my crew. What do you want?
You okay? You sound a little tightly wound.
Tightly wound? Tightly wound? Damn right, I'm fine. I'm going to my calm place, where there's peace and quiet, and none of my sprat fucking subordinates can bother me. On behalf of Slug, I'd like to apologize for that outburst, as well as all of my future outbursts. Yes, I'm a little wound up. You would be too. Between the landing pad, lockdowns, gate closures, and constant questions from angry guests, I've got a lot on my plate. And if that don't beat all, one of my crew is AWOL.
Missing person? I'm actually an inspector. Could look into that for you.
If you're serious, I'd appreciate the help. He's been missing a few days, and we're low on staff as it is.
I'll look into it. What do I need to know?
The missing crew member's Evan O'Connell. He's one of about 2 Slug agents I can trust with more complex tasks than stand here and look tough. Friendly type. Well-behaved, followed orders. Anyone else, I'd think they got drunk and fell asleep in a ditch somewhere, but O'Connell's not really the type. He was last stationed at the Wilderness checkpoint. I'd search there first.
The game just windowed itself for no explainable reason. Still looks okay on stream. Let's put that back up. That was weird. Okay, I'll get on that. Wilderness. That would be going towards the productivity queen, so we'll look into that a little later. Oh, that sound is eerie. Honestly, I don't actually like heights too much. in real life. If you told me to walk something like this, I could probably do it, but I'd hate every second of it. I really would.
Invasive contaminant detected.
Hi! Why are we full of marauders?
Cycle complete.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Probably the body.
The garb on this security guard identifies him as a member of the Rizzo's Corporation. His rank would have been that of Jawbreaker or higher. This security guard has experienced premature expiration. Evidence strongly suggests a conflict with Marauders.
Search the pockets. You find 3 bits and half-eaten Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch. At least he left this world happy. And we pay our respects.
Rest in peace, buddy.
Guns out. You know what? I am probably drowning in random... Okay, first things first, we repair. Second, I am probably drowning in random mods, so... And not the rate of fire. Let's do better. Because this thing basically already has yes. But we'll put this on. And these are pointless because I instantly reload. Magazine size is meaningless. And it's already doing shock damage. You know what? Rate of fire would probably make this thing wind up faster. We'll try it. Do I want to change magazine to shock? Do I want to change its damage type to shock? You know what? Sure. In a couple of levels, we'll have Virtuoso, so I can always rip it out again later if I need to. Extra critical damage. Let's not make everything. Anything I can do to this, that'd be cool. Extra attack speed. And why not change it to plasma damage? Can't do anything with that right now.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
That makes it shoot, yes.
Hey, Crew C. It's Amelia. Evan must have gotten into the Spectrum in these crates. Listen to this.
Come out! Come out to play!
Wow, he's having a grand old time. I'm gonna take him to A2 under the hotel so he can sleep it off. I'll meet you back at the orchard straight after. See you soon. Evan, come on, you slackwit.
Wait, I thought I caught a glimpse of it. I just realized that's the fake window. There was something nearby. Where was it?
Hardline discrepancy detected nearby.
Okay, must be around here. There we go. It's just a matter of how to get up there.
Hardline discrepancy detected nearby.
There we go.
This card also expired prematurely, following a violent encounter with marauders.
Pay respects.
Customer, would you like to steam clean this blood-stained uniform? Say yes within 10 seconds to confirm.
And... oh, no falling damage. You look like you'd seen something.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! It's Rizzo's! Welcome to the Purpleberry Nut Hut, you wonderful, wonderful customer! Thank you for giving my humble existence value.
You, doing all right?
I'm scared!
I sure am! Good lamps you got on you to take notice.
That's unsettling. What law's name is on your neck?
Oh, that? I call it my little passenger. I don't know why. The name just appeared in my head when this thing showed up on my neck.
I have medical for this. Don't move. I'll try and cut it off you.
Don't you dare! Or I'll cut something off you! Gosh, I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. I just felt this urge to protect my little passenger, even if it means hurting you.
Okay, now I'm getting worried. How'd you pick that thing up?
I don't know. It just appeared one day. I guess I just picked it up while working in the orchards. Sometimes I wonder how it showed up, and I start to worry. But worrying feels bad, and I hate feeling bad. So I don't worry about it.
So, quite the face you got going there. How long you been this way?
Couple of days. Ever since it showed up, I've been feeling happier and happier. I really can't imagine life without my little passenger.
Hey, that's great. Can we change the topic?
Now I'd love to get you something. Maybe a couple somethings? Whatever you like, I can sell it to you at a low, low price.
Anything you can tell me about the orchards?
I'm so glad you asked. The orchards are my third favorite subject, with my first being Rizzo's refreshing drinks and my second being Rizzo's toothsome confectionaries. Our orchards are the source of 63% of Rizzo's total produce, which correlates to 112% of fresh goods throughout all of Halcyon. Give or take a few percent, of course. If you want to know more about each part of the orchards, might I recommend one of our fantastic tours? One of our options is even audio guided as a special bonus feature.
I'm like half terrified her eyes are going to pop out any second now. I might be interested in hearing more about your tours.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Our tours are my fourth favorite subject. Every part of the orchards is so rich with Rizzo's lore. Buy a tour ticket and anoint yourself with knowledge.
Unsettling. Rizzo's really pushes the hard sell, huh?
Huh? Oh no, Rizzo's doesn't make me recommend the tour. Helping customers just makes me even happier than I already am. And that's saying a lot. Happy workers lead to happy customers. Happy customers are repeat customers.
This doesn't feel right, Cap. She's on something.
I'm not quite sure what you mean. There's really nothing better than feeling a euphoric sense of happiness and self-contentment. Now, I'd be pleased as punch to sell you a tour ticket.
She smiles any harder, her teeth are gonna shatter. What are my options?
We have 3 tour options. Premium, Premium Plus, and the Golden Ticket. Each option is wonderful in its own special way. Premium includes a 10-minute pass to the Sprat Petting Zoo. Premium Plus comes with a novelty Purpleberry and Amber, and the Golden Ticket is audio-guided in addition to being self-guided.
Yeah, no thanks.
I'd say that's a shame, but I'm just too delighted to be talking to you.
Halcyon Helen was in the orchards before she died. Have you seen her?
No, I'm sorry. The only celebrity who shopped recently is Black Hole Birdie. Quite the affable man, as it so happens. And the stories are wrong. He could probably lift 2 benches of tossball players at once, not just one. Laws, not just affable, but virile, too. Ooh, wait a minute. Now that his beau's dead, that means Birdie's single. Maybe I'll strike up a little more than conversation the next time he comes by.
You know, I just realized this is the Purpleberry Nut Hut we're at. She's the nut in the Nut Hut. You do know Birdie's a suspect in Helen's murder investigation, right?
Oh my! Birdie, a murderer? Well, everyone has their flaws. I'll be sure not to bring it up on our first date.
You know, show me what you have for sale. I'm going to sell my junk off. And... you know what? Where was it? I think I want to keep the grenade launcher 3. I don't need this anymore. Oh yeah, that's... Okay. We're drowning in bits
Alcohol
again.
stocks are larger than ever. And a good thing, too, because I just can't seem to stop myself from getting into them. Our products are just that good.
You know what?
That's not funny.
Oh, they treat it like I'm pointing a gun at them.
Please visit the Purpleberry Nut Hut to purchase an audio tour today.
Why not? It should be worth a few good laughs.
We just got a new now I'd love to get used. I never get tired of talking about our tours. In fact, I never get tired at all.
Not unsettling. I'll buy a ticket.
Which kind would you like? You're in luck. We have one left. Normally they're 100 bits, but seeing how I'm sold out of everything else, I can give it to you for just 90. How does that sound?
I'll take it.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
Here we have the Rizzo's Purpleberry Nut Hut trademark. All manner of cool drinks and sweet treats are available at nominal cost to slake your thirst and satiate your hunger. These include, but are not limited to, Rizzo's Nanner Spank Fresh, Spanks Even Harder, Rizzo's Ground Up, Pound Up fruit drinks made with mostly berries and twigs, and Rizzo's Mini Purpleberry Sweet Balls. We hope your visit here will stifle any unlawful urges to pick fruit in the orchard.
Maybe I could hold up my end if your people weren't sabotaging my operations. And if sabotaging the orchards weren't enough, you had to make it personal. You really had to bust my Insta coffee maker too? The nerve.
Hold that asinine thought. Who is this armed stranger who just wandered into your office? Back up for a fight you can't finish?
What the hell are you talking about? I don't know this fella. I think it's mightily more likely that he's under your payroll. Here to burn down what you haven't already.
What the hell have I wandered into? I'm not under anyone's payroll, which is not to say I can't be.
I see. Just a visitor then. Congratulations, Hathaway. Not everyone's abandoned your orchards.
Well, shame that you're trying to change that. Anyway, sorry for the heated reception, stranger. There's just been some trouble here of late. Name's Overseeing Orchardist Hathaway, and I'm in charge of these orchards. Though it seems like certain groups, which will remain unnamed, are trying to change that. Looks like I'm stuck playing the part of customer service rep. Guess it's different from the usual, at least. Something I can do for you?
I overheard you mention sabotage?
Yeah. Just another woe to add to the pile. In the past, the orchard subcontracted security work from Slug. You know, keep the malcontents on staff from causing too much trouble. But between the Spectrum Brown unveiling demanding all of our resources and the recent uptick in worker accidents, we just ain't got the budget for security. And, of course, Slug has decided that instead of being reasonable, they're just gonna sabotage our operations until we start paying them again.
Look at the poor Rizzo's manager, lying about Sublight to make himself feel better. Shame he skipped where Rizzo's was short on our payments months before the new unveiling.
Look, at the end of the day, it's obvious that Slug is sabotaging us. I ain't paying until they come clean.
What sort of sabotage has there been?
Oh, you know, nothing particularly troublesome. Just rogue exterminator mechanicals, opening fire on anything that twitches within 300 yards of them. We've also got a large group of new saplings, all dead from some kind of toxic substance. Poison, I guess. And who could forget the tower processing console, which probably just shorted out and stopped working on its own, even though it's outfitted with 3 separate backup systems?
There are a suite of explanations for what could have happened, most pointing to Rizzo's worker incompetence. My people didn't sabotage anything.
You mentioned an increase in worker accidents.
It's the strangest thing. Like everyone forgot their 10-minute workplace safety seminars. That's twice as long as the next leading brand. Our people should be safety experts. But I've seen folks step on open electrical wires, drop pallets on each other. One damn fool even blundered into a mosquito hive.
Ow.
Even as he died, he looked fairly pleased.
I can figure out what's really going on, and I'm guessing it has to do with the parasite we saw out front.
Thank the law. Some good news. You hear that, lapdog? Truth's coming. Better fess up while you still can outside of an interrogation room.
While I'm sure you'd love to have a scapegoat on whom you can pin your own incompetence, I suspect you'll be disappointed. But what do I know? I suppose it's up to your new hiree.
Right, let's talk to you.
I'm sorry you had to come in on such a brusque conversation. Not everyone appreciates the work Slug does on Eridanos.
Especially not folk that Slug is trying to extort.
Alright, it seems I need to say it yet again. We're not stomping upon your purple berries or knocking your workers off the planetoid. All we want is for you to pay your dues.
And I want you to stop setting our exterminator mechanicals loose and breaking our machinery.
This is how the conversation has gone for the last hour and a half. As you can see, it hasn't been terribly productive.
What seems to be a problem with the overseeing Shurdist?
Well, he's being difficult, as you've no doubt seen. All I'm here to do is enforce an agreed-upon business relationship. But our friend here is disinclined to settle.
Don't tell me to settle. Why don't you settle?
Yes, I'll be sure to do that. I know what you must be thinking, but no, I'm not here to atomize his kneecaps. I just want Slug to get what we're owed.
Is this an official arrangement with Rizzo's?
Much as we love giving the bureaucrats 29% of our profits, technically not. Official contracts have some rather obscene fees and documentation. Instead, our company's opted for a non-official manager's agreement. I'm just here to make certain our friend over there pays on time.
Sure, you sound a bit like an nah. Any truth to his accusations of sabotage?
If I hear that question one more time, I swear. Look, we just want to get paid. Hampering our clients' productivity is not a good way to get paid. In fact, it's bad business.
No, maybe I can pay what he owes.
You're weird. Generous, but weird. The sentiment is nice, but Rizzo's doesn't just pay money. They're also literally our meal tickets. Unless you also happen to own an orchard, I don't think you can clear this guy.
Let's talk about something else.
Yes, I think we've spoken enough about that imbecile. What can Slug do for you?
Excuse me. You see any signs of Halcyon Helen recently?
Nope. Sorry, but this is the first I've visited this area in over a month. Shame about Helen. Liked her movies.
I'd like to ask a little more about you.
You're welcome to. I don't have any secrets.
Anything you can tell me about the orchards?
Nothing that you couldn't observe yourself. I try not to spend much time here. Hate the outdoors. If you haven't already noticed, these orchards are more of a wreck than even some of the cities on Monarch. Mismanagement, I suspect.
Goodbye. You know, it just occurred to me, the intro for the DLC made some mention of brain eaters, and she's been hijacked by a parasite, and a few things said seem to imply they're going around.
After Emerald Vale, Amber Heights, and Bayside Terrace, I was expecting Purpleberry Orchards to be another flowery name for a shithole. But this is nice.
I'm betting it's full of killer creatures. Probably a bunch of marauders, some canids, maybe a mantis or two. Hello.
These footprints match the shoes previously analyzed in the Grand Ballroom. There is a 110% chance with a 10% margin of error that they were left by Ruth Bellamy, the actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Examine the footprint depth and spacing. Spacing between each footstep is short and the imprint in the dirt deep, as if determined. It would appear that Helen was in a hurry.
You can tell a lot about an animal by its tracks.
I'm tempted, but came through here in a hurry.
Hurrying somewhere or being chased?
Actually, you know what? Let's get to the bottom of this one.
Me? Something's bumming me out.
Oh no!
Trying to infect me with your sorrow?
So that was weird. Apparently the parasites make you violent eventually. Okay, good to know. Here I was just expecting normal marauders.
Timeline discrepancy detected.
Caution! Infestation encroaching! Clean up the competition!
Oh, sorry. We're not done yet. Who's left?
Timeline discrepancy. discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints. Congratulations, Inspector.
Okay.
You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
I missed a bunch, that's what was. Shaft of the tossball stick is bent and cracked, exceeding tossball regulation requirements. The end of the tossball stick is matted with...
Wicker detected, embedded within the chunks of dark matter. Wicker is not a known ingredient of the dark matter product.
Excuse me. Even I would have a difficult time breaking one of these sticks by accident.
The only members of a tossball team strong enough to crack a stick in two are the dedicated hackers, like Black Hole Birdie. Whatever Ms. Ruth Bellamy must have relayed to the tossball hacker during their picnic together instigated a furious increase in his usual strength threshold by 52%.
Let's not jump to conclusions. There are drunk primals stomping around. One of them could have broken it.
Lot of booze. Oh, hey, found security access card. This is a key card for the Rizzo's Research and Development District Labs. If you are reading this warning anywhere other than the RR and DD Labs, please return it to the RR and DD Labs for an only moderate extreme pay deduction and mild reduction of working fingers. Just out of idle curiosity. Wow, that's a considerable increase off of what I already have. And it looks ridiculous. You know what? Yeah. I think that was a card in question. Actually, what did I just pick up? Okay, we have the automech access and lab security. Access user logs. Summers Anna, last user Summers Anna, occupation intern. That's the thing they want me to question. Exterminator automechanical target setting reset. Success. User recordings. Finally, you darn thing. Now, how do I... Exterminator automechanical target priority. Sprats. Failed. Valid parameter. Oh, come on now. Work with me here. Exterminator automechanical target priority. Primeals. Oh, she's misspelling it. Sparts. Primeals. Failed. Invalid parameter. User recording. Expletive detected. Deleted. This thing. I'll figure this out later. No target priority set in 10 minutes. Auto defaulting to all. Okay. Productivity reports. Yields are up by 0.003%. Conclusion. The new fertilizer import from Edgewater is working wonders. Huh. View archived entries. A new life. 2 bits deducted from user wages. Opening log. I always dreamed of living in Eridanos, but the science types always said it was impossible. Gravity will crush your bones. There's no breathable atmosphere. Blah, blah, blah. No, that's why I got this new that's why I've got this new groundskeeper position. And they're stuck on Terra 2, where the execs are looking to promote somebody. They don't look at the doubters. Oh, I almost forgot the best part. This whole place is automated. Not only do I get a promotion, I also get to work less. All I need to do is make my way to the hive every so often to set the organization cycles. Aside from that, it's just keeping the local sprats from eating all the purple berries. Things are looking damn fine for Sandra Colon. Which immediately changes because the next one is called Hate This Place. 2 bits to the music wages. Well, Sandra bit the big one. Oh. Company policy says due to our marriage contract, I've got to take her position now. Something about discouraging workers from dying on the job, so here I am. Seeing her body once they got the mosquitoes to stop stinging it ain't been great for my entomophobia. Thinking maybe I grab a few spectrums and find somewhere to hole up until the execs think I've left or died or something. Thought about the purpleberry puzzle hedges, but I've seen a lot of people go in and not a lot of people come out. No clue what might be lurking in there. That's probably where the parasites hang out. Wish we'd stayed on Terra 2. And some jerk. Strange day today. Left the shack going to find a fellow I'd never seen before standing out front. Had his hands deep in his pockets and was looking at me with an odd, hungry kind of expression. Said he either was a slug or worked for one, which caused me no small amount of confusion. Didn't have time to ask for clarification because he immediately started asking me for donations to keep the orchards running. First time I've seen a con man try to convince a shopkeep that he's actually the one minding the store. Hardly needs saying, but I took my claw rake and chased him off. Here's hoping I don't hear from that loon again. We'll just recall the automechs and that'll make them stop. Oh, is he going back? Yeah, there goes one now. That probably means a lot less danger out here.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Oh, you are in for it now.
I have really got to stop doing that. Oh. Friends don't kill each other. Okay, let's try to do this properly this time.
Analysis. This discarded canister is typical of the R-mounted storage tanks on the Orchard's agricultural mechanicals. However, it is not currently attached to a mechanical. This canister contains a high amount of vinegar in addition to water. Warning. Use of vinegar, a known herbicide, on purpleberry saplings is a violation of Rizzo's agricultural standards.
Discrepancy amplifier. Where are these canisters are usually kept? Is that a typo?
These canisters can typically be found in the nursery storage building in the purpleberry orchards, except for this one, which can be found here.
Deeper chemical analysis.
Chemical makeup of substance: 50% water, 50% vinegar. Trace amounts of woolly cow feces also detected.
Ew, you had a container that had woolly cow poop in it. Ew! We're leaving. So, this must be the puzzle hedges. And something in me says I should make a manual save right now because I'm expecting something. Guns out. We're expecting something nasty. I hear something. I think it's just a sprat.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This console is 95% non-functional. Remaining 5% functionality stems from display reading, console non-functional. Cause of shortout is most likely related to purple residue splattered all across the keyboard.
Chemical analysis.
Substance contains trace amounts of purple berries, fruit flavors, and artificial sweeteners number 35, number 49, number 240, number 322, number 314, and many, many, many others.
Inspect the console. Looks like several of the electrical panels were removed, then fastened back into place. Poorly. And let's go ahead and be an idiot. Taste the residue.
Warning. Germs ingested. Warning. Germs detected in oral cavity. Warning. Germs detected in digestive tract.
It's super sugary with the sweet tang of purple berry and a bunch of other tropical flavors all mixed together. Meshes well with the faint flavor of oil. So, typical Rizzo's stuff. Something here.
Rizzo's would be remiss to fail to mention the Orchard Storage Warehouse. Without this impressive-looking building, there would simply be no orchards. Gaze in amazement at the impressive construction of the front door, the sleek roof and glittering piping, the lush walls keeping this gem hidden from the rest of the orchard. This warehouse is truly, truly a wonder. One can only guess at the secrets contained within.
Says inventory records. Please do not lick this terminal. You will be electrocuted. What? Well, why is that there? Okay, current inventory, Gardner Auto Mechanical, about 23 or so, beat up. Wasp mosquitoes keep stinging these, breaking their stingers and dying. Should probably keep them separate. Mock apples and purple berries, a heck of a lot, hard to count. Do we really need to, do we really got to number every single fruit? We got more than enough. Wasp mosquitoes, a couple hundred hives, really grumpy. Don't get stung by these. Spectrum vodka, all colors, one left, one shipment to the Hustle Hedges, one to the Nut Hut. Swing by the Nut Hut with some of my savings later today. Been a long week. Groundskeepers, nope. Purple berries are growing a heck of a lot faster than the auto mechanicals can pick them. I should be mighty perturbed by what we're wasting, but since I had that treatment, all I've felt is glad about things. Goodness, this promotion sure was a life changer. Rizzo's, what the hell are you doing with these parasites? Speaking of, Rudy, I have a feeling you're reading this. Caught you a couple times peering at me from behind hedges and the like. How about you swing by my shack and we bury the hatchet? I'm a changed man since you recommended me for this promotion. Got a bottle of Spectrum vodka we can share, and a chapter of the brand new Helen cereal. Knew you never liked that. I got the advanced copies. Come on by, Jacob. Note from the Overseer. Yarborough. I must admit that when your old superior described you as a misanthropic, law-damned redacted, I did not expect you would ever acclimate to a position so many others have loathed. Productivity is at an all-time high, and what's more, you've not only impressed many visitors with your wonderful attitude, but you somehow seem to get along well with the wasp mosquitoes, or at least they haven't killed you yet. Is that the parasites? Are they basically wasp mosquitoes? I would like to offer you an unprecedented reward, a one-time 15-minute break to be taken at your discretion. Well, it's done, Yarborough. And we have something about hypotheticals from Carlos. So, Jacob, got a quick rhetorical question for you. Let's say rhetorically that one of the wilderness exploitation reserve keepers got drunk and thought he'd indulge himself in some after-hours hunting. Let's say he theoretically released our primals, and those primals theoretically proceeded to beat him to death with his own rifle, then escape into the orchards. Obviously, I'm just worrying for the sake of worrying, but if something like that were to happen, and I'm not saying it did, especially since such a screw-up would cost me my job, theoretically, Rizzo's may have tested some of their products on these animals, and these primals may have acquired a taste for Rizzo's booze. Booze that I know you have stocked in the orchards. Look, if you see any wayward primals, and I'm not saying you will, please, for the love of law, send me a message. This would explain why we have drunk primals. What the hell? Hi, I need to talk to you.
Hey! Oh, wait. I'm supposed to say the slogan. Okay, you can do this, Anna. Here goes. It doesn't matter if you're you or me. We're all part of the Rizzo's family. How was that?
About as good as any other slogan.
We have found the intern. Good effort, I guess?
I wish you'd just said it was terrible. The pity stings worse than the shame. I'm sure you've guessed it, but I'm not the best at remembering slogans. And when I can't remember them, I tend to just make them up. But I guess that's why I'm just an intern and not a full-timer. At least, not yet.
Hate when I do that. You haven't been causing trouble in the orchids, have you?
What? No, that's ridiculous. I can't tell you I've never made any mistakes, but it'd be pretty hard to keep my job if I were trying to break everything. Though there was the time I tried to fix a broken hinge on one of our mosquito hives and released a swarm. Chased me around the orchards 3 times before I managed to get help.
You were chased by mosquitoes. What's the deal with those?
Well, they're really mean, for one thing. Mosquitoes don't stop stinging you when you die. They keep going for 10 or 15 minutes after. Don't worry, though. Mosquitoes are typically only about when living folks aren't in the orchards.
Why let the bugs out at all? Seems like it'd be better to just exterminate them.
No. The mosquitoes are incredibly helpful for the orchards. They almost never get out either, and when they do, it's just a matter of recalling them from hive control. But this is all a departure from what I wanted to say. I've been trying to help the orchards, not harm them. Hold a moment. You haven't found anything, have you?
Seems a bunch of our exterminator automechs were on the warpath. Know anything about that?
Well, yes. The orchards are becoming overrun with pests. Usually we give workers handguns and tell them to go to town, which results in many injured workers and a few dead sprats. Our exterminator automechs only kill mosquitoes, and even then, only if an exec somehow ended up in the orchards during a pollinization cycle. So I decided to do some reprogramming. The reprogramming was easy until I locked myself out of the terminal. Then, when I was running away from the bots, I dropped the terminal access card somewhere in the orchards.
Bots were shooting anything larger than a mosquito. Must not have recalibrated targets.
Believe me, I know that now. Guess I did sort of mess that one up.
Found a strange substance on the processing console. That have something to do with you?
Well, maybe. I might have had a supersized cup of mixed purpleberry punch and lemon slap that I might have knocked over when I was running routine diagnostics. Look, I know what you're thinking, but I have the proper permit to mix those drinks. I just left it in my other work uniform.
Did you jump the drink before or after you removed the console's control panel?
How did you notice? The diagnostic normally takes hours, and that's only if humidity's low. I wanted to take the initiative to try and make it faster.
I found a toxic mix of fertilizer and weed killer in on some purpleberry saplings. Thoughts?
Why should weed killer affect saplings? Weed killer. It's in the name. It should kill only weeds. That really seems like it's more on product design than on me. Law's alive. I really did think I was doing good by the orchards, but with all that you've told me, it sounds like I've done much more harm. I know it's a lot to ask, but is there a chance you could vouch for me to my boss? It might not seem like it, but I've been trying to take the initiative. I really do want to help.
There's no harm in trying to make things better. I'll talk to your boss.
Wow. Thank you so, so much. You do this for me, and I'll make sure to do whatever I can to make things better.
Good on you, Cap. A little kindness goes a long way in this colony.
Like, if you just ran it past your superiors... Oh, wait, no. A setting like this, running it past your superiors just results in a lot of bullshit. Okay, you were probably right to just go gung-ho. Ay. We can turn that in later. Because I'm betting we have to... Yeah.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Just inside.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Might as well put the big gun to work.
Stand in awe before our huge Rizzo's Hothouse Conservatory trademark. This building hosts almost as many plant breeds as we have delicious products. Almost. Are you wondering about that omnipresent warm and fragrant mist? That's just our all-natural fertilizing spray, made of pureed Cysty Pig waste products. From nature, back to nature. Our spray is part of the cycle of life. Note, Rizzo's discourages inhalation of its safe and natural liquid fertilizer. In case of accidental inhalation, please record any unusual effects and give that record to the nearest Rizzo's employee as quickly as possible. Remember, you are part of the Rizzo's family. Be kind to your family.
Okay.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Hey, what are you doing in here? Are you authorized to be in the conservatory? Are you trying to give me a heart attack? Are you my ex-wife? No, she fell off the side of Eridanos under mysterious circumstances 6 years ago, conveniently rendering our marriage contract null. You must be the new, groundskeeper? That can't be it either, seeing how the new one hasn't died yet. Just who are you?
I am playing a guy, which makes this rather funny. You were right the first time. I've returned from beyond the grave to exact my revenge.
Very funny. If you were Edna, you would have stabbed me in the throat halfway through the second word of my first question.
Jeez.
Though you do smell a bit like her, like blood and starship grease. You must be that freelance inspector. Well, I suppose you can poke around as you like. Bleeding hell. Standing up like this makes a body forget how stiff he gets, bent over plants all day. Oh, seems I'm not as young as I feel.
Something must have knocked my stats down again. Halcyon Helen come through here?
Indeed. Tromped in and out of the conservatory with no heed for anyone else. Good thing none of my charges were damaged. Starlet or not, I would have had a harsh word for her. I heard she pushed her way into a tour of the RR&DD labs not soon after. She's just a serial actress. Yet she acts like she's deserved of the same access as a co-CEO. Well, she's not going anywhere ever again. Which is a shame, of course. Taken too soon and all.
Let me test something. I'm thinking it's my meds. Okay, this causes a crash. Let's get that out of there. let's put this in.
Timeline is...
Stand in awe before our huge Rizzo's hothouse conserv... Are you...
The same thing on both sides.
Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the... Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress. Timeline discrepancy detected. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen. Timeline. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
He's in there, but we don't have any means to get in there. Yet. Hello.
Just once I'd like to investigate a corporation without having to trod through the nightmare that is their R&D department.
Hello? I can hear you out there. If you still possess the majority of your mental capacities, please locate the test room through the lobby and to the left. You'll see me through the glass.
Cleanup request. Hello, I'm so sorry I haven't had a chance to get your name yet and update with the terminal. When you have a moment, could you bring a mop to the lobby? Dr. Blossom seems to have had a rather rough night and spilled some coffee on the floor. It's blood, isn't it? What in the Architect's blue blazes is going on? What in blessed corporate law is all that commotion down there? I don't believe the rocket fuel combination distillery mixture was scheduled for another week. Could someone please inform me as to what that racket is all about? Better have a damn good reason for interrupting my meeting with the administrator. I expect a full explanation and apology within the next 15 minutes, or people are going to start losing jobs.
Oh, I hate to see it.
Before Rizzo's was a confectionery juggernaut you know and love today, it was an above-average chemical waste management corporation. That is a weird change of careers. On one otherwise unremarkable day, an employee on the slurry stirring shift leaned a little too far over a chemical vat, dropping a single purple berry that had been hidden in his jacket pocket. Instead of being immediately fired for his hazardous incompetence, the employee was given an ultimatum by his supervisor: retrieve the fallen fruit and stay employed. The employee jumped in the vat, swam for the purple berry, and accidentally swallowed it. The rest is history. As he was pulled from the toxic waters, the stir stated that the chemical code purple berry hadn't been half bad for falling into a toxic coma, giving his supervisor the idea to sterilize and adjust the chemical mixture for human consumption. So you're eating waste. Just saying. Soon these sour, sweet-coated purple berries were more or less edible, becoming Rizzo's first mass-market product, Purple Berry Bunch. That's just messed up.
How in the aether did you get in here? You're not a Rizzo's authorized. What does it even matter now? What do you want? Speak up and quickly if you will.
I'm investigating Halcyon Helen's murder. Was she here recently?
You do know that Halcyon Helen is a fictional character portrayed by the late actress Ruth Bellamy, yes? One can't be too sure with so many simpletons around in the day-to-day. Regardless, I am not at liberty to divulge such information with non-employees or personnel lacking security clearance level Spectrum Orange. Of course, if you were to say, contract your services to me, I suppose I could grant you clearance enough to answer your murder-related questions, Mr. Inspector. You see, I've found myself in a bit of a pickle. Some of my lab techs have turned rather aggressive following a recent experiment gone awry. Hence why I've barricaded myself in the lab.
You got a friend with you, just saying. What goes on in these labs that would turn your researchers against you?
Oh no. They're quite unaware of their actions, I'm afraid. We're a research and development branch of Rizzo's, focused primarily on the Spectrum vodka line. But the specific research that goes on in this facility is utterly confidential. You understand?
Oh, come on, your secret's safe with me.
Call me a skeptic, but no, I don't believe it would be. Loose lips sink new product ships, you know?
Not as bad as dead actors. Forget I mentioned it.
Happily, of course.
I can take care of your problem, but I'll need you to answer some questions afterwards.
Excellent. You have my gratitude, and soon you'll have my knowledge of Miss Bellamy's recent visit as well. Now, if you'd rather not kill my lab techs during this cleanup, I believe you can dispense a sedative gas from a terminal in the utility room.
All types of defilement must be vaporized with extreme prejudice.
The door to the lower labs is sealed for our safety, so you'll need to take the elevator down. I'll unseal the access hallway for you now. Do take care.
I seem to have been separated from my buds. Hello again.
Wanted to make you smile.
Sam, putting trash in its rightful place for more than 70 years.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up killing them all well before I find a place to drop the sedative. New lab notes. Trial K-08 has produced moderate results. The zero-calorie sweetener produces 36% of the amount of dopamine compared to a popular compared to popular cigarette brands. It's possible that this is as far as we can go without introducing substances that would categorize this as a tobacco product, and we're already towing the line as is. I'm interested in a trial with a larger set of subjects. However, our lab's resources are getting cut thanks to the new job that's begun across the hall. Maybe we can offer it to our colleagues in the marketing lab, show them a thing or two regarding proper science. A bunch of messages here. Lab resources. Dr. Blossom, I apologize, but I wouldn't be doing this justice if I didn't question the budget cuts the lab has seen. We've had to shelve 3 products and we're losing 2 more researchers? Honestly, whatever's been developed in the lab across the hall better be more addictive than Adrenatime. We looked into Adrenatime. It wasn't pretty. It makes marauders. So, the marketing lab. Product innovation lab. Dr. Blossom, I apologize for our team's outburst at the product presentation. I assure you we didn't intentionally mean to scream in terror and assume the fetal position when Spectrum Brown and slogan were unveiled. We saw it. If it's brown, drink it down, which is a terrible slogan. It has to be something the marketing lab did. For law's sake, they aren't even real scientists. It's been called Stop Immediately. I am sending this message to both teams in the marketing and product labs. I do not know the extent of your squabbles, but they end here. If it weren't for the incredible projections Spectrum Brown shows, we'd all be out of work after that embarrassment at the presentation. Expect more from both departments. Dr. Blossom. This one we read already.
Well, color me cured. I never want another Spectrum bottle ever again.
Hi, buddy. Oh, it jucked.
Your SAM unit is performing at peak capacity.
Okay, we'll dispense the gas and spare whoever's left. New employee orientation. Fully terminal, welcome. Let the noise die down. You done? Okay. Welcome, insert name. We're happy to have you as the new mechanic / custodian at insert location. It is your responsibility to ensure your location of employment is tidy and works like a charm. Your duties include, but are not limited to, cleaning of all surfaces, regular maintenance of all machinery, restocking employee break areas, maintenance of all electronic systems, keeping inventory of the location's operational item reserves, voluntary assistance for the lab's research as needed. Ooh boy. Maintaining thorough documentation of your possible successor, We know that sounds like a lot, but don't worry, your predecessor has kept thorough documentation for your needs that you can find in this terminal. Hope you're excited to begin this most fulfilling career, and remember, whoa, 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 it's Rizzo's. And there's something marked how to be a janitor. Training file corrupted. Please guess how to do your job to the best of your ability. Huh. First day. I've gotten 17 requests from lab workers I had to respond to and also managed to find time to sweep, mop, and buff this whole place. I was hoping that the employee how-to document would help with some of the machines that I've never seen before in my life, but guess what? The asshole left it completely blank. And it's gas hookup. Got a request from Dr. Blossom to hook up the gas lines to some canisters that are mixed with a heavy sedative for dispersal in the lower labs. Luckily, I got enough experience cleaning all that muck that builds up in the vents to get it all done in a couple of days. Still, I wonder what they're needing this for. I think they took the last of the Reptidons out to the lab last week. I guess the pheromone flavoring results weren't as promising as they'd hoped. Why would you do that? Experiment participation. Jackpot! Since I read that stupid orientation document, I've been hoping they'd ask me to volunteer for something, and here it is. I get to be a taste tester for the newest Spectrum flavor. Heading to the lab right after I fix this clog into showers. So exciting. But we know everyone here is infected with parasites, and I'm just wondering where they came from. Just grab all the random junk here. Okay, gotta go up to the second floor. Right. Or I'd like to, but this isn't the way. Another way up. Okay, it looks like I can get up from over there.
Just who in the... Oh my law. It's you. Wait. What do you think you are?
The hell was that?
I think it was the other guy we saw milling around in the background earlier. She's dead now.
Well, shit. This case just got a bit more interesting.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Confirmation of discrepancy confirmed. This person is most definitely dead. But recently, they were still alive.
Examine the body. You're sure you heard gunshots earlier, yet this victim's loss of blood is oddly minimal. After much thought, you're unable to deduce any further details, so let's search the immediate area. Although you distinctly remember hearing gunshots over the intercom, you don't see any bullet casings.
Anyone else think there should be more bullet holes here?
See what we
Would
mean?
you like Sam to tidy up this area? Waiting for confirmation command. Confirmation command not received.
Five kills in and out before we could catch a glimpse of the culprit? I'd expect more blood.
Affirmative, customer. There is a total spillage of 0.0591471 liters of blood to mop from the flooring in this area. Splatter classification is minimal.
Weird. View lab notes. The Spectrum Gatling terminal. Gatling taunts me from behind its glass cage. The infernal void-damned thing refuses to work, and I know the exact cause. It's me. Why am I wired like this? Why? Whenever I try to fiddle with the internals, I broke parts off, or connections failed to fire, or pieces stuck out of the casing and shorted out other components. So of course the solution was obvious. Get at least a little plastered prior to the work period. Every work period. When I'm relaxed, my hands don't shake and it's so much easier to see where things should fit or how to bridge certain connections. Problem, of course, is that I also get artistic. Why should a weapon work on mechanics alone? Why shouldn't you have, say, slot one of every single fucking kind of spectrum? Why shouldn't you have to say, slot one of every single fucking kind of spectrum vodka into the thing before it will fire for the first time? I don't even know if it's tied to the weapon's internals or if it's some kind of lock, but it seems like it should fire and absolutely will not. I have to get one of every kind of spectrum, including black. I can only hope the storage warehouse has had a recent shipment of the entire spectrum, or all this work will have been for nothing. I have to be the dumbest genius this side of Halcyon. I'm guessing this is a science weapon. Nifty if we can get it, but I'm not statted for science weapons. View download confirmation. Error file deleted was successfully downloaded to external data cartridge. Huh? This one we saw already, so let's just click it so it's marked. Halcyon Helen's lab tour. Apologies for the late notice, but Miss Bellamy has requested a tour of the facilities while she was visiting Air Danos as Halcyon Helen. Please prepare for her arrival in the morning. And note to self. Well, Leora, you did it again. At long last, you located a bottle of Spectrum Black hidden in a crevice of musty shelf space in the storage warehouse last night. That much closer to finally getting the Spectrum Gatling to work. And what happened? You got all the way back to the water tower before running into a group of primals already diverting themselves with fruits of the fermented variety. One bad blackout later, and here you are, covered in primal vomit without the Spectrum Black. Get it together. Error file deleted.
Whatever's on that file was worth murdering these people. Now, I'm doubly intrigued.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. The organic matter that comprises this lab worker died at a similar time and of similar circumstance as the other corpses already scanned.
I think that noise means there's more nearby. There we go, something there.
The organic matter that comprises this lab worker died at a similar time and of similar circumstance as the other corpses already scanned.
Oh, that's the Gatling itself.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Body heat readings indicate that the culprit was just here, mere moments earlier in the timeline.
Name in the fuse box. You see a cut red wire. Likely, you think, it could have disrupted one of the circuits, perhaps on the door lock regulation system. Then we examine the grate. Looks like a standard ventilation shaft. The dimensions would fit a small framed person, allowing them to enter here. For now, we're done in here.
Attention all personnel. Unscheduled pollinization cycle is about to commence. Please evacuate the orchards at this time. Releasing the waspitos for pollinization. Cycle is now in progress.
I don't know what a waspito is. I don't particularly want to know what a waspito is. about to go find out.
Yep. I think I hear them already. Oh.
Caution! Infestation encroaching! Mega Nessie! Job classification. Flawlessly finished!
I also don't get what's up with the map freaking out like this. Where are we?
Incoming!
Caution advised. Mosquito venom sacs release a chemical that stays with health that makes a single sting up to 12 times more painful and deadly than that of organic wasp.
Well, ain't that fun? No, thanks. Let's see, anything of interest? Oh, might as well extra damage if I'm under the effects of anything.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Mosquito stings have been known to cause auditory confusion before death. So if you cannot understand this message, that may be why.
Well, let's just read it. Abort the pollination cycle. Check recent activity. The last activity recorded exceeds the system's 2-week threshold and has since been purged. Huh. Real funny. Hilda, generally, when two coworkers get blasted out of their minds on Spectrum Vodka, and one of them makes a joke about how wild it would be if someone put wasps and mosquitoes together, he doesn't wake up the next day with a promotion and a couple 100,000 rabid insects in his back porch. I can appreciate a good joke as much as the next guy, but I got a message earlier today about making sure I'd increase quarterly yields, and it wasn't from you. If you wanted to, I don't know, bail me out sooner rather than later, I'd be most obliged. Morris. Speaking of, bail me out. Hilda, I'll put it bluntly. This place is one bad key press away from total disaster. Earlier today, I accidentally selected the begin pollination cycle function on this terminal. The cycle just activated. No password protection, no confirmation message, nothing. As it so happened, there was a scheduled tour making its way through the orchards at about that moment. Somehow that idiot groundskeeper's exterminator mechanicals got activated, giving the mosquitoes something to sting that wasn't the tour group. These people barely got away with their lives, and I don't think we'll be so lucky next time. My supervisor has apparently scheduled me for some kind of standard medical treatment, but when I come back, I better have a message from you apologizing for not responding to my messages and containing an immediate transfer to somewhere that isn't here. I've had enough. And apology. Hilda, I reread my last message to you, and I feel I owe you the deepest and most heartfelt of apologies. I've been such an entitled bore since I received this promotion. In reality, I should have been thanking you. To oversee the day-to-day coming and going of creatures as majestic as these mosquitoes is a great honor. Congratulations on your promotion, by the by. I would have thought I'd be mad, especially considering how central my mosquitoes were to your new position. But since that treatment, I found it difficult to stay mad about much of anything. Hope you enjoyed Byzantium. He's got one of those weird parasites, doesn't he? There it is. This multi-purpose tool would be nondescript anywhere else, but here there's something strange about it. Scan the chemical makeup.
It is comprised of 99% plastic, 0.5% steel, and 0.5% carbonated sugary beverage. Trace amounts of kerosene, alcohol, hydrazine, and liquid hydrogen also detected.
Unfortunately, this combination of substances doesn't mean anything to you. Inspect the casing. The casing is pop-marked and scratched. It's been well used. You also notice an inch-long steel panel haphazardly nailed to its side. We'll do engineering. You collect a nearby rod of metal and sliding it beneath the panel, push down on it until the panel comes free. As it falls away, you see that it was hiding a slug logo.
Awaiting response from customer.
Likely that whoever released the mosquitoes was a slug employee.
I know Sublight deals in shadiness, but sending swarms of horrible insects after us is a new low.
Hate to say it, but I don't think I learned a whole lot about where this thing originated.
This mosquito fiasco wasn't an accident, huh?
So I'm short 2 bottles. Let's go ahead and get this dealt with.
Calculating most optimal route now.
Welcome to the Rizzo's Purpleberry Puzzle Hedges, trademark. Grown on top of Industrial Sludge Pit 27C, these unusually tall purpleberry trees have grown lush, luxuriant foliage and are literally bursting with extra specially piquant purpleberries. As you wander through our winding maze, feel free to try a fresh purpleberry right from a branch. Maybe you'll discover our next new flavor. Limit 1 berry per customer. Do not try any purpleberries outside of the puzzle hedges. Some visitors have speculated as to the presence of a treasure at the end of the maze. While Rizzo's has placed nothing like this in the puzzle hedges, we still encourage you to explore to your heart's content. Should you experience dizziness, faintness, or simply get lost among the hedgerows during your exploration, please do not try to contact Rizzo's personnel. Simply shelter in place and rescue will arrive within 72 hours, guaranteed, excepting unplanned shutdowns and any other times deemed inconvenient by management.
Save. Expecting trouble.
I've already told you 6 times, and I'll tell you 6 more. I don't want a fucking tour! You can badger me all you want. I don't care if I'm from Forest Mills. I'm here as an individual, and I have just as much right to be here as any other visitor. You're welcome to bring a lawyer if you really want to try to force me out, but I can guarantee you that I will bury them.
So do you scream at every single person who approaches you, or am I special?
Don't play dumb with me. How many of you fools have I spoken to by this point? 7? 17? Wait a moment. You have all your teeth. You're not soaked in filth, and you don't look quite as slack-jawed as the regular Rizzo staff. Are you not with Rizzo's?
I am actually. Rizzo's hired me to get rid of troublemakers. Think you can outpay them?
Bah. I've lived in Byzantium long enough to read between your words. Here's your filthy money. Since you're already here, perhaps I can sweeten the pot even further. Regardless, please inform me if you'd be interested in a job. I've spent enough time out here that I'm starting to itch. I do not enjoy itching. I'm sure you have questions.
Said you work for Forest Mills?
I do indeed. Specifically, I'm their general counsel. Forest Mills, if you somehow don't know, owns Tile, Wentworth, Dock Rocket, and 24/7 Furniture. We're something of a big deal.
Said you're a lawyer. What are you doing all the way out here?
When the going gets tough, the lawyers start going. Some farther than others. I've been a junior lawyer for coming up on 20 years now. And quite frankly, I'm getting old. Hopefully, there will be enough legal kindling out here to fuel my firm for a while longer. And if I find that kindling, I stand to finally get my raise.
You mentioned working together.
I did. You see, Rizzo's has been advertising a contest in the puzzle hedges. Whoever gets to the center first gets a bottle of the first Spectrum ever made, the Spectrum Original. My interest, however, lies with the associated promise. The chance to attend the Spectrum Brown unveiling and meet Halcyon Helen.
Helen's dead, but Rizzo's hasn't formally canceled the contest.
Indeed, you are a savvy one. Rizzo's can no longer make good on their promise, which means this entire contest is one big fraud case. All I need is a single piece of evidence. With the Spectrum Original bottle, which is located in the center of the puzzle hedges, I will have all I need to sue Rizzo's for all they're worth. That's where you come in.
This is hilarious, and I want in on it. Why does Forest Mills want to sue Rizzo's?
Technically, I sue not on behalf of Forest Mills, but for my own benefit. In arbitration, it might be difficult to argue that this contest is designed to slight Forest Mills. However, as it so happens, if my lawsuit takes a chunk out of their savings, then I can collect while also damaging their capital. It's a mutual win. I make millions, Rizzo's falls further from the board's good graces, and Forest Mills products look that much more valuable compared to Rizzo's trash.
Why would Rizzo's give one of their original products away for free?
I don't know if you know this, but Rizzo's is on the outs. They're losing power and losing money. This was no doubt a desperate bid to regain some lost clout. That, or their marketing team is particularly spiteful. You know the saying, I'm sure. Why work for a promotion when sabotage takes half the time and a quarter of the effort?
I'm not sure I understand why you need my help. It's just a maze, isn't it?
Navigating the maze is normally no easy task. Rizzo's has no interest in giving their property, however old, away for free.
Hi, professional trailblazer here? We'll be fine.
I'm glad you're feeling confident, but this maze is deadly by design. And if that weren't enough, Zimmerman and Navarre don't want anyone sneaking away with their prize. The place is mined and rife with murderous mechanicals.
Anyone else trying to get the Spectrum Original?
2 buffoons, but persistent buffoons. There's that woman from Glacial Age who has perhaps never had an original idea in her life and hopes to pass the original off as her own. Then there's Navarre, who is strange. I suggested I give her the original after my lawsuit if we worked together, but she wouldn't hear of it. It must be hers alone, it seems.
All right, I'll get your prize.
Excellent. I look forward to finally being able to focus solely on legal matters. Oh, and keep an eye out for competitors. Odds are they'll be looking out for the original as well.
There will be people. Be ready to shoot them. Got it. Actually, just out of curiosity. Huh. They do not put it on the map.
My word, stranger, you sure gave me a fright. I thought you were one of those strange sorts heaving all over the place. Maybe they got a bad batch of purpleberry wine. Since you don't seem to be laughing maniacally or projectile vomiting, think you could do me a favor? I'm trying to come up with a new name for a glacial age product, but the creative side of things just isn't my area of expertise. Do you happen to have any ideas?
As it so happens, I freelance as a product design consultant. My advice isn't cheap.
Wow, a real consultant. And I had the good fortune for you to luck into me. I'd be delighted to pay you. So, the company I'm with is Glacial Age. Our products usually have a finer ring to them, and the product I'm trying to name is a vodka. Take your shot.
Oh, you're the one mentioned earlier. Distilled Dreams by Glacial Age if you want to seem real uppity.
Wow, that sounds great. I'm sure my bosses will love it. And don't worry, I'll absolutely credit you in one of the product footnotes.
I get the funny feeling you're not just here to sightsee.
Hell no. Who'd sightsee in a place like this? I've nearly stepped on 3 landmines, and I just had to crawl through a hole in a hedge to keep myself from being crisped up by a mechanical. When you hear the word maze, do you typically think of instant death lurking around every corner? Because I sure don't.
I do, but that's because I play video games. This is weirdly common for me. Going to take a wild guess, seeing as how you're in this maze. You want to reach the center.
Close. I want what's in the center. You've heard of the competition, right? Whoever gets to the center gets a rare Rizzo's product and the chance to meet Halcyon Helen? My eyes on the rare Rizzo's product, namely the Spectrum Original, the first product Rizzo's ever made. I intend to reverse engineer it and make it Glacial Age's own.
Like anyone who drinks Glacial Age is gonna know the difference.
Ooh, this is dandy. I was not expecting any feedback from field testing before I'd even created the product. I'll be sure to jot that down for future reference. All I need for my prototype is the original itself. Then I can start production.
Isn't stealing the original to make your own product kind of dishonest?
Dishonest? I've only ever heard that word used in that arbitration serial Lawful Labelle. Rizzo steals, Spacer's Choice steals, Auntie Cleo steals. And so, if Rizzo's decides to release one of their original products for anyone to take, then it's Glacial Age's right to swoop in and be proactive.
I'm not seeing why you want my help.
It's these damn puzzle hedges. I don't know what I look like, but I reckon it ain't like a scrapper. That place is fit to burst with mines and killer machines. No doubt the work of my rivals. Better no one can get to the original if they can't have it.
You're not the only one seeking this product, right?
Reckon not. I've seen a couple of folks as out of place as, well, me. One's a lawyer. You can tell by the smell of cigarettes, booze, and tears. Must sense there's a lawsuit to be found with the original. On principle, I don't want him to get it. Also, ran into a woman with a funny look in her eye. Plain told me she wanted the prize so she could stick it on a shelf. Hell's the use in that. Shelf ain't gonna help nobody.
I already promised to give the original to someone else.
Looks like the others are getting a little more aggressive. I know it's asking a lot, but maybe you could find it for me instead? Help out a struggling R&D developer?
I'm sticking with the lawsuit. It's funny. Good luck with that.
My, oh my. Wouldn't it be wonderful if a freelancer could help rescue me from my horrible plight?
Goodbye. This is probably the hole she just crawled through.
Process is performing.
Okay, there's a Spectrum Blue.
On the job.
I think we're getting closer. Hmm. Here we go.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Greetings and congratulations, Isitor. You found your way to the center of the Purpleberry puzzle hedges and have earned this one-of-a-kind boon. A right to look upon a one-of-a-kind Rizzo's product free of charge. We encourage you to wonder at what the Spectrum original might taste like as you keep at least 3 feet away from the display case at all times. Looks like someone ignored that last bit.
hardline discrepancy detected nearby. Analysis. Ground appears to be scattered with purpleberry seedlings. This particular strain is of a variety proprietary to Rizzo's and should not be in common use.
There's a glass bottle containing some of the seedlings half buried in the dirt. As you turn it over, you find a label on the bottom that reads Property of Carter Reynolds, botanist. Looks like the person who took the original didn't hide their tracks well. Congratulations, Explorer! You reached the center of this of the Purpleberry Purple Hedges, the Puzzle Hedges. Certification entitles you to a 5% discount on certain Rizzo's products at select Rizzo's vending machines. Note that promise of discount is non-binding. Any failure to find Rizzo's vending machines accepting said discount are the responsibility of the holder, not the Rizzo's Corporation. Any attempts to force a discount or dispute the grounds of this certification discount will be persecuted to the full extent of lethal force. Okay, now I gotta figure out how the hell to get back out of here. I think I'm stuck. Wrong way.
Stand in awe before our huge...
Okay, we were here already.
Hello again, youngster. You're certainly doing a lot of running to and fro. Don't overexert yourself. The wasp-ketos can smell weakness.
Okay.
Bleeding hell. Standing up like this makes a body forget how stiff it gets bent over plants all day. Oh, seems I'm not as young as I feel.
Found this bottle at the heart of the Puzzle Hedges. Says it's yours.
Oh, there that damn thing is. Thank you. I guess this proves it's wise to label your things. Otherwise, some fool might use them as prizes in an ill-advised scavenger hunt.
Found it real close where I should have found the Rizzo's original. Strange, huh?
I will admit, I did take the original, yes. But I did so to keep it away from those who shouldn't have it. It's safer in my hands. If you're here to get it, I might suggest you give up. I'm known to be quite a stubborn git.
I maxed Intimidate. You're handing it over. You can either hand over the original, or I can rip it from your broken fingers.
You're gonna threaten an old man? Do I look fit enough to defend myself? I'll hand it over, seeing how I don't have any other choice. But you ought to be ashamed. Here's the original. Don't do anything with it that I wouldn't do.
Okay, we're handing it over to the lawyer.
Dirt alert! Dirt alert!
I thought we were called these damn things.
I'm glad you're back. The sooner I gain your assistance, the sooner I can leave these miserable outdoors and return to my temperature-controlled office. I'm sure you have questions.
I have the original. Here you go.
Ah, finally. Where have you been all my life, my darling? You and I will make quite a team, won't we? Your pay, good freelancer. I shall win this case in your honor.
Have fun. Okay, we're short one bottle and then we can go get the Gatling. Oops. Thank God for HP regen.
Welcome to the Nut Hut, the only place you can get Rizzo's ground-up, pound-up fruit drinks, made with mostly berries and twigs. Now I'd love to get you something, maybe a couple somethings. Whatever you like, I can sell it to you at a low, low price.
Here's a line Spectrum from the storage warehouse shipment.
Wow, what a strange question. I'm much too delighted to be suspicious. I've sold lower-level Spectrums to workers from RR&DD Labs, Hive Control, and the Conservatory. Jacob's predecessor also splurged briefly on a bottle beyond his pay grade, and Black Hole Birdie bought my most expensive Spectrum when he visited. I wish he'd bought more. Oh, if you're looking for your own Spectrum, remember that you can always buy from the Nut Hut or the Grand Colonial Bar, so long as you have the bits to back up your taste.
Nope, wrong button. Yeah, it's about 10:50. I think I can finish off the orchard area and then we can call it a night. We'll see. Unfortunately, since my streams go so late, I can't really, like, stay up and do a lot extra. Do R&D last, because that's where the thing we're missing is. Okay, last of it should be R&D.
Dibs. Mega dibs. You give that directly to me.
You know what? Counts as a long gun, which... Yeah, okay. You have fun. Actually... Yeah, okay, you're further along.
You're back, I see. Glad Slug hasn't managed to scare you off.
I think it's more of a wonder that nothing in these law-forsaken orchards has managed to kill them.
How's the investigation going? You got a complete report for me yet?
I've completed my investigations.
All right, let's hear the details.
Drink was spilled over the processing console, shorted it out.
A drink? I ain't never heard of no saboteur dumping drinks all over equipment to destroy it. I hate to say it, but that sounds more like worker carelessness.
How many times do I have to tell you this, old man? Slug isn't behind your problems. Slug wouldn't even need to cause you problems. Your own workers do enough.
Herbicide was mixed in with the fertilizer, which ended up killing the saplings.
Ha! Knew Slug was behind the damn sabotage.
Please. We're subtle, but that's too subtle. If we wanted to destroy your saplings, you'd have known them by the blackened remnants of their stems, not some half-assed poisoning.
I took care of the roaming exterminator automechs.
Huh. You didn't destroy any of them? Reckon I would have lost that bet. Thanks.
One less expense for you to explain to your bosses, Hathaway. Lucky you.
So what were the fine details of the sabotage anyhow? Were Slug's lackeys trying to get the mechanicals to kill all our waspitos?
You're worried that Slug is trying to mess with your livelihood?
Of course. And what better way to do that than by targeting our pollinizers? They'd be a hell of a pain to kill manually, but if you set the mechanicals to do it...
In your delusional fantasy, the waspitos wouldn't be out until next pollinization cycle. Wouldn't someone notice the rampant mechanicals beforehand?
That seems like a question you should be asking yourself.
Is there a way to manually initiate a pollination cycle?
Well, yes, it's possible to manually start and end cycles in Hive Control, but we keep a careful watch on it. And there have been no non-Rizzo's personnel in or out.
Stop wasting everyone's time, Hathaway. What you're proposing is infinitely less likely than an idiot maneuver by one of your incompetent workers. I won't hear any further slander. Let's go through this one final time so even you can't confuse it, Hathaway. Slug didn't do a damn thing to your orchards. You're chasing ghosts.
Talk about ghosts all you like, but someone was screwing with my orchards. If it wasn't Slug, then who the hell was it?
Anna Summers caused her problems, but she didn't do it on purpose.
Summers? The intern? I didn't really take her for a meddlesome type. But now that I think about it, that's why she'd be a perfect saboteur. I'll deal with her later. Right now, we of the Orchards have to settle things with Slug. I reckon that you're about as impartial a third party as we're gonna get. Can you mediate?
Ah, what the hell. The Orchardist seems to get off on complicating what should be a simple deal, but at this point, I just want to be paid and go. The pollen in the air is agitating.
If either of you sprat fuckers bicker for a second longer, I will rip your tongues out.
Hey, would you look at that? All of a sudden, I have an urge to just pay Slug. How about that?
Yes. And Slug will go back to making sure your shipments get safely to you. That's satisfactory, right, Inspector? Right?
Now that that's out of the way, we can discuss the intern. If she was really causing all that trouble, I will delight in severing her from her job.
Your intern confessed to being inept. She honestly seemed like she just wanted to help.
Even if I were inclined to believe you, that's some damn severe incompetence you're talking about. I still wouldn't want someone like that working the orchards.
Perhaps you could be of use to each other.
What the hell are you proposing? Let her burn the orchards down while I stand behind her and applaud? We ain't got nothing to exchange.
The intern's an earnest worker. Bet she could do an excellent job with your guidance.
She wants to help, does she? You know what? I'll call your bluff. She can keep at it with close supervision, but if she screws up even once, she's out. Use your pay, with a little extra for getting to the bottom of things. It's gonna be real interesting in the orchards for the foreseeable future. Thanks, I guess.
Right. We can just fast travel back. Wonder why he wants me to go back into the ship. Oh, because it went to there. Hate when it does that.
should try to solve the puzzle.
What floor would you like to visit?
Oh yeah, I gotta talk in the intercom.
The finest seat in the house.
I understand there was an incident at the orchards. The pollination cycle began without my authorization. Fortunately, you managed to save most of the hive. The waspitos are essential to the orchards, you see. Losing them would have cost us months of production.
And more than a few lives. That doesn't bother you?
The orchards can be a dangerous place, but my workers understand the hazards. Something about this incident troubles me. The circumstances are suspicious. But let's concentrate on the matter at hand. Have you discovered anything?
Reaching for a cigarette. The plot thickens, Administrator.
You have my attention.
Dr. Blossom is dead, murdered by an unknown killer.
That's deeply upsetting. Dr. Leora Blossom was an extraordinary scientist and a friend. We have a murderer on the loose, Inspector. As if the death of Halcyon Helen wasn't enough of a blow to our facility.
She was in trouble when I found her. The other workers had turned violent.
Her commitment to her NDA was admirable. I'll make sure to accelerate the payout of her death benefits to her next of kin.
All I know is she recognized the killer.
Interesting. The Rizzo's family is a small family, Inspector. Most of us recognize one another. Still, any information is good information. It troubles me to believe Leora could have been murdered by one of our own. If there's anything else you'd like to share, you have my attention.
Helen insisted on touring the Rizzo's RR and DD lab.
Insisted? That's interesting. We'd scheduled a tour of the lab for Helen. Purely a public relations event to be held sometime in the indeterminate future. Then again, Helen and I were not well acquainted. I can't speak to her intentions.
What were you going to show her during the tour?
Little of consequence. We'd tour the grounds, pause at some locations appropriate for a portrait, let her shake hands with our scientists. Public relations.
Spent a little time at the orchards. I found evidence she was at a picnic.
A picnic? I don't recall approving a private social gathering at the orchards. I'll have to make a note of this information. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Was there anything else?
Someone stole data from one of your terminals in research and development.
That's troubling, to say the least. Any transfer of proprietary data is strictly prohibited without my permission.
This happened just before the Waspito attack. Someone's trying to stop me.
Yes, I share your suspicions. Someone didn't want you following their trail. This feels like more than corporate espionage. Someone's playing with us, Inspector. And I have never in my life enjoyed games. Did you discover anything else?
I'll let you know if I learn anything else.
This incident at the orchards must be connected to Helen's murder somehow. I don't know how, but I feel it in my marrow. My apologies, Inspector. This case is under your jurisdiction, not mine. I leave it in your hands. When you're ready, I suggest a word with the hotel coroner. She should have finished her autopsy by now.
I'll be back. That would be for next time. Let's make a save. Because it's a bit past 11. That's when I stop. This is a good point to stop things. Thursday, starting 8 Eastern, we'll pick this back up again. Meantime, I gotta find you guys someone to raid. Who's doing something interesting right now? Let's see. You know what? I've rated him a few times. We should go back to this. Carbide is doing a wrench-only challenge of Bioshock. So let's see how he's doing. And it looks like he's only starting, so we won't have missed much. Let's go.